You got to know your characters really, really well. You formed theories about your characters. You found the life lesson and the theme in the text that was part of your characters and what you learned about them. And you just did some really fabulous work. So you should feel really proud of yourself and all of the work that you did around characters. But, you know, I was reading the other day that 85% of the reading that I do as an adult and that you will someday do as an adult is nonfiction. And that really got me thinking that we need to become experts in nonfiction. So we're going to be spending some time over the next couple of weeks just getting to know nonfiction a little bit better. Just getting to know it a little bit better, becoming more familiar. So we have a lot of work to do. Let's jump right in with our content objective today. Who can read our content objective for us? Jamari, read it for us.
That I can determine the difference between fiction and nonfiction.
Perfect. If you are 9 years old, read our content objective, please.
I can determine the difference between fiction and nonfiction.
Perfect. So we're going to be looking at the difference between fiction and nonfiction. How about our language objective? Heaven, read our language objective.
I will compare and contrast fiction and nonfiction text by writing two sentences with
Transition words. Good. Our 10-year-olds, read our nice long language objective.
I will compare and contrast fiction and nonfiction text by writing two sentences with transition words.
Transition words. So, in looking at our language objective for today, we're going to start by talking about comparing. Show me comparing. Comparing. Show me again. Comparing. So we're going to talk about how we can compare two things. When we compare, we're looking at how things are similar. So if I'm thinking about dogs and cats, I could say dogs and cats are animals. I could say both dogs and cats have tails. So I'm looking at how they're the same, how they're similar. Dogs and cats are the same because they both are pets. Say this one with me.
Dogs and cats are similar because they both have four legs.
So we're comparing. We're saying how are they the same or how are they similar. So we use a lot of these words to help us when we compare. I want you to think right now, what's a sentence? It doesn't have to be about dogs and cats. This one was about dogs and cats. It could be comparing anything. What's a sentence that you could use that would include these compare words? Pick one that you could use to compare two things. Give me a thumbs up when you have your idea. 2 and 1. So we just looked at how we can compare. Show me compare again. Compare. So we were comparing how things are similar or the same. We can also contrast. We can contrast. Show me contrast. Contrast. Show me again. Contrast. We're looking at how things are different. So going back to dogs and cats again, I could say dogs are canines, but cats are felines. That's another way that we categorize dogs or cats. I could say dogs bark, but cats what?
Meow.
They meow. So that's different. I could say dogs and cats are different because dogs bark while cats meow. So I'm looking at how they're similar, but I'm also looking at how they're different. And these are some ways that dogs and cats can be different. Who can tell us how fiction and nonfiction text contrast using one of our words? So we're taking this sentence, but we have to put it together to show how they contrast using one of those words. Evan.
Fiction texts are not true, but on the other hand, nonfiction texts are true.
Good. Can somebody give us another one? So Evan used on the other hand. Can somebody try a different one? Mohammed M.
Fiction texts are not true. However, non-fictions are true.
Are true. Okay, so we're comparing them, but here we're contrasting. How are they different? What about them is different? Hands down, I know there's more out there. I'm glad that you're excited to share. Before we get into really comparing and contrasting fiction and nonfiction, we need to spend some time looking at what we notice about nonfiction. So that's what our job is going to be today. We're going to do some comparing and we're going to do
Story.
Fiction. It can be non-fiction too. No. Fiction. Fiction. You can start anywhere with non-fiction. Right, small. Okay, you can start reading anywhere. That's non-fiction.
Can't you do that with both?
Because
Like any story?
if you do fiction, it won't really make sense because then you'll miss parts of it.
Well, it wouldn't make sense that much in nonfiction either.
Yeah, because if like you want to start at habitats and that's not the first thing, you can go to it and you can start there.
Oh yeah, because you can like there are different headings, so like it's like a different like a heading is like a title of chapters, so they're like go to different places.
What we're living in, let me tell ya. And it's a world that man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing forever?